I'm assuming Stian, Tristan, and Derek are out for this weekend.
Um, yeah, that's true.
Okay. You've said a few times that if players aren't improving, if they're not moving forward, I'm paraphrasing you, that you don't have a whole lot of time for them. I'm curious if Jean De Silva was an example of that, or if he was traded for other reasons.
I think that is. I don't look at it that in that way. I will say rather that I've said all the time that we have a very settled group that has been there for a while now, and a lot of them in the same age, and then also with the same ambitions and yeah, a little bit similar in a way. And Shonda is one of them who can add value, and that others is wanting to have, and we get an offer on him, and then he brings opportunities also to do something to change also the the how the squad is put together. And I think that is the main thing. Is nothing about Shonde as a person or as a player. It's more about where we are and where we want to go. And first in this league, we need to get something out before you can get something in. And this was opportunity now to put us in a place into the summer that we can do something. And also in that position, we have young players that can come forward. When we talk about Edwin and Luke, so I think that was a move also because of that we can see we can do the changes that we want to do.
And what are you hoping? What position are you hoping is going to be brought in this summer? With now that you have some more funds.
We want good players. That's the main thing. You know, I don't like to, you know, if you bring a lot of players in, I don't like that. We had opportunities now to do something, but
Okay.
we don't feel that those players will do us better because we have some really good football players here. And if we don't feel that they will make a difference, then we'd rather wait and do the best out of the good gang that we have. But positions, I don't like to talk so much about that.
Okay.
It's more about, you know, we know what we are looking for, but it's also about what kind of, we want maybe more leadership into it. We need more physique in the team. That's a thing also when we talk about in set play also. So. And we have other things also that we look for. So we have to try to put this together and then see where we can add. And you never know also what happens in the future. You know,
Right.
who is going out, who is going to stay here for long term. That's is things that is we have to take from window to window.
Going back to Stian and Derek for a second, they have obvious quality because they've started a lot of games, both for you and previous managers here. But they also can't stay on the field consistently. Does that start to factor into your thinking when you're picking the starting 11s? Am I going to be able to count on them for 90 minutes? Or do you start to gravitate toward, I know this guy will be on the field for 90 minutes?
Of course, it doesn't matter how good you are if you're not on the pitch. It's like there you show what you are, and we need to have players that we trust, that we can trust. But having said that, also it's you know, I think they have shown their potential in some games this season, and see how important they are for the team as well. Now, if we talk specifically about them, but that's also about the others. But we also have to look at ourselves then. Like medically, are we doing the right things? Physically, are we doing the right things? Are we have everything around them to get the best out of them as well? So this is Derek or Stian is not happy not playing football games. That's for sure. They are really frustrated that they get these niggles over and over again, and we are frustrated about it because we know what they can do for the team. But we need to do this as a group together to see what we can do better also as a staff, and they also have to be very in the front foot also to find solutions to be more available, because that is the important thing. And over time then, if we have to change all the time the back four or other players on the pitch, you don't get consistency, and then you don't get the relations you want to do. So this is very important things, but we haven't given up that they can be consistent in the team.
Have you reached any conclusions about what y'all are doing and what the players are doing that is going to eliminate all these little injuries that keep happening?
So we learned through these experiences, and I say it's when you talk about medical and physical, it's it's one thing is to stop the fire, because when something happens, you have to make them coming back again. Like now when Stian and Derek is out, we just have to get them back as quick as possible. Then it's about preventing the fire, and we are doing a lot of things there now that I think I've seen in Europe that is done better than here. I think they really work hard to get that across, so that we are clear of what kind of weaknesses they have, core-wise, movement-wise, so we can improve those things and make them stronger. And then the last thing also to develop them. So these is 3 stages that you have to be on as a staff, and we really work every day now to improve these kind of things, and hopefully can get a lot of good payback for that in the future.
Can you provide an example of something you've seen from Europe that's done better that y'all are now doing here?
I say that it's very normal that you test the players in different ways about their core stability.
Okay.
And then if you have weaknesses, you get exercises and treatments to strengthen that up. I think we have been very general in that, so everybody goes through the same things, and I think we could be more specific in everywhere who needs what, and if you do that, then you will catch more than maybe 50% of it. You will catch maybe 90%, and then hopefully then we can do that. Same things also is to be ahead of the loading wise. We cannot train the team for Derek, or a Click is training quite well, but he also has things, because they are older. They need to train differently than Noah has to do. So it's about also individualize in that way. So everybody has to have a specific individual program, how they train, how they have treatments, how they have exercises out at the pitch, and then I think we will reach into more players and find their needs in a better way to keep them consistent on the pitch.
Is that why Brooks and Alexi and Mateusz, for example, didn't train? They were, I guess, in the gym?
Yes, that's one of the reason, these things, but that's also a little bit how they feel. It could be also that you monitorize how they're sleeping, if they had injuries, have been out for 4 weeks with injuries, you don't go in a full week straight after. So this is planning. This is things we have to be much better to do, in my opinion, and that's in the end also come to me and David, that is in ahead of all this. We need to be in charge, and then we need to see there also that we are developing and that we are building that culture we want to have, and I see that people really wants that, and but again it's not done over a couple of weeks, but we already have done good things.
After the Philadelphia match, you talked about maybe the need to simplify some things. I was curious what those things were after you had some chance to reflect, and what you've been able to do toward that goal in training this week.
We have done a lot, I think, and I think we have talked today and also rest of the week about a couple of things, and everybody can read the stats, and you can get stats to get whatever you want, and at the same time also stats is not everything, because in the end it's about do you score more than opponent, and if you don't do that, okay, then you look behind the results. Are you creating more than opponents, and if you do, then why are you losing? And we know that we are a team that wants to play. We have a style of play that we really believe in, and that is that we want to be pressing as high as up in the pitch. We want to play through the center of the pitch. We want to be as much as possible in their half, and be a team that is exciting to watch. And that's also something we want to keep on doing. But I think It's a couple of things that we have talked about. Okay, in our own last third, we need to be more clinical. I think we play a little bit too much from the center when we are inside our own 16, around 60, because then it's short way to their goal. And then there's also in the last third of the pitch that we are very good when we go wider and get crosses and into situation instead of go to the center of the pitch, because if you lose it, then we are a little bit vulnerable in the transitions against. And that's the main thing that we think, and that we have to variate our play to use the space in behind more. I think in the game against Philadelphia, we kicked the ball in behind many times, but it's not timing between the runs and the passes. So it's these things we talk about. But overall, it's again about being real together and go into that every battle as a group and as a gang, and I think that is things we can improve as well, as we talked about before. We're gonna do mistakes. It's about how we react to the mistakes. And when we get 1-0 down now, they won 30 seconds and then they had another big chance.
Yeah.
And before that they didn't have anything.
Right.
So it's like how we react to setbacks and positive things as well. When we go in front, that is still things we have to work on to don't get stressed because you get 1-0 down. I've seen the best teams in the world go 1-0 down, but they keep on doing the same things. They don't give them anything for free, and then through the game and our quality that we will get our chances, and we always get our chances. But we cannot give away then second and third, because then the game is over.
Right.
So it's about these things we have talked about.
How do you and your staff help players manage competitive stress in a stretch like this?
It's about talking, with them. Again, it's like being a parent. You need to be there through their experiences, and observe and support, and of course also give advice. Be clear what you want. I think that is the main things, and be calm. I think that's also important. That's I've seen worse things than this. Yes, we are eager and really want to turn a trend that we don't like around. At the same time, it's still a long season, and we know also that we nothing is done in a month or two. So we know where we want to go, but we need to stay calm and stay focused and be clear the way we go. And I think it's more easy to do it when you're winning. But when you're also not having the results you want, you have to also keep on believing what you're doing.
You think the message is clear, the way that it gets to the players? You mentioned that you want to play high. You want to be a team that attacks all the time.
Not all the time. If I could choose, I could do that. Yeah, because then you don't concede, then you win.
But you think the message is getting clear to the players?
What do you think?
That's what I'm asking for.
I think, it's like, is that clear? I think it's quite clear what we want. But then again, it's very easy to put up a team and say, when this situation is this and situation is this, we do this and this. But inside the game, you win and lose the ball hundreds of times, So you need to then react on the situations. And then it's about how we deal with this, and that's about match understanding individually and also as a team. And this is you learn through experiences. So yes, I'm sure others can do it even clearer in shorter term, maybe not. It's very difficult for me to say, but I believe that I'm quite clear and how we want to be, and I believe that also the players and the staff is really on board in the way we want to play. They like the way we play, and they believe that we can do it. And the points haven't shown that, but behind it's shown that we should have won more games than we have done. So if everything was bad, then I will of course think differently, and you have to adjust, and that's what we talked about now. That things inside the way we play that we have to look at and sometimes simplify, and then we improve instead of changing everything. But we have a goal, and I think also it's a way of Atlanta to play, also. That's from the future, not so long future, past, but when they were really good, it was attacking-minded style. We have fans that really loves that way of playing. So I think we have to just believe in that we want to go back to those roots, and again we will get there, and for sure.
Jay and Noah had a really big role in that match against Philadelphia. How important is the role of the homegrowns in a stretch like this, and what do they bring, especially bringing that energy and bringing what you want onto the field?
I think that's to be a homegrown, have local players is important because they feel differently about the club, you know, and they have. They know the area, they know the values in the city, they know the values in the club, and I think in almost every good team they have 3, 4, 5 players of these, and they are still very young, many of them, but I see talent and I see ambition, and it's you can also feel how big it is to play for Atlanta. So I had that in New York also. 4 or 5 with James San and Taiwan was there, you know. We had and they really grew with the team and was very impactful players in the end for us, and I hope they also will be that in the future.
Anything else?
When you say the core, you're talking abdominals, adductors, lower back. Is that the muscle groups you're talking about?
The inner muscles around the skeletons, you know, that controls the movements.
Okay.
So you know, when you're strong in those that have yoga, they knows about it. Then
Okay.
you know, you get flexible when you're strong. Not when you're I'm quite
Right.
strong, but I'm very weak inside. That's why I can't do anything in my body.
No.
I'm not so very good dancer either. So those are good. They control the movements. So it's
Right.
about controlling movements.
Mhm.
If you look at Messi, how much do you see him in these kind of situations? You know, he's always straight over his what do you call it?
Yeah.
Like and that is because he's so strong in his core.
Okay.
So control of movements, and if you have a weakness, then you overload something else,
Right.
and then something snatch in them.
Okay.
So that is the main thing about
Thanks,
core.
everyone.
Can you get a negative core score? Because I might get that.
Uh,
How would I get tested?
Life puts what you boundaries in you. You know, that's why we need the young ones. We need the young ones.
Really, really good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ronny.
Thank you.